Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you so much for our time together. I want us to go to one of those often quoted Bible promises in prayer. The battle is the Lord's, and we love to shout that in victory, but oftentimes, because we don't read the Bible in context, we don't know what it really means. The principle is really, the battle is the Lord's when the decision was the Lord's. Let me say that again. The battle is the Lord's when the decision was the Lord's. Let me say that again. The battle is the Lord's when the decision was the Lord's. The story is found in our reading today in 2 Chronicles chapter 20. I want you to back up to verse 10. But now here are men from Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, whose territory you would not allow Israel to invade when they came from Egypt. So they turned away from them and did not destroy them. See how they are repaying us by coming to drive us out of the possession you gave us as an inheritance. O our God, will you not judge them? For we have no power to face this vast army that is attacking us. We don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. And to that God responded, verse 15, for the battle is not yours, but God's. Now, I want you to notice who these people are. These people are people that God made a decision to leave where they were. Ammon and Moab, those are the descendants of Lot by his two daughters after they got him drunk. And the men from Mount Seir, well, those are the descendants of Esau. And you find the story in Genesis chapter 19, verses 37 to 38, and Deuteronomy 2, verses 1 to 37. Now in Deuteronomy 2, God tells the people of Israel, you're to be very careful. These people are afraid of you. Do not attack them. Do not hurt them in any way. I've given them their land. God gave land to the descendants of Lot. God gave land to the descendants of Esau. But God also gave the people of Israel their land. Now, God made these decisions. This was not the people of Israel rebelling against God. This was not the people of Israel doing what they wanted. God, in Deuteronomy 2, made these decisions. And now years later, those people come to try to drive Israel out of their land. When God made the decision to leave them alone, when they were weak and could have easily been destroyed, now it's God's battle to deal with the situation. The principle is this, brothers and sisters, there are going to be times that God tells us not to do things, or that God tells us to do things, and we look at it and we go, it would be wiser if we did that. Leave it alone. Obey God. Submit to what God tells you to do. Now later, if that same problem comes up and hurts you, that's the time to quote the promise. The battle is the Lord's. I only obeyed God. It was God's decision. Therefore, now it is God's battle.